Very beautiful, very beautiful. Some of these updates you might be like, sounds like a broken record saying the same thing over and over again. And yes, welcome to reality of being an entrepreneur. Hey, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video, whether this is the first one that you watched or if you've been tracking with me for a while. I'm just sharing my journey with you guys for this one fun-worthy Christmas show. And beyond that, I'm probably gonna keep doing these. They're super fun for me to do. I hope they're fun for you guys as well. But I would be so grateful if you shared this video with a friend or a family member, or even better yet, if you shared the free ticket link that's in the description of this video, or even better yet, there's a donation link down there. If you have a friend or a family member who you think might be interested in partnering with us in what we're doing, this one fun-worthy musical, we'd be so grateful. We're currently at $32,500 raised of the $250,000 budget. We have 8 weeks until opening night, which is super exciting and also terrifying, I'm not gonna lie, but we know the Lord has us. This is the Lord's show that He's invited us into doing, and we're just being faithful to do what He's asked us to do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching these videos, for being on the journey with us. We'd be so grateful if you shared those links below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. So early morning, leaving DC for Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It's supposed to be tonight, but because of the hurricane and a lot of people who attend this church, they're like, hey, it's probably not going to work to have it at night, so can you come and do our morning service? And so it was a 4 a.m. call time, doing their 11 o'clock service. We're here in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, about to start here. Don Potter is supposed to be here, who I've never met, so if we can find him, I may have him hop on here with me, we'll see. All right, didn't work to get him to do a video, mostly because we got to talking. It was probably like 35, 40 minutes later. When he had to go, I had to go. Such a father of the worship movement. So many of the things that he said, I was just like, I have to write that down. I have to remember this. Look forward to staying in touch with him. Such an incredible man of God.
It says runaway truck brand.
River roast coffee. We're gonna try this out. We're going in. Interesting door.
Probably. And I'm gonna do 60 ounce.
Well. I'm gonna stick with just a cold brew and hope for the best. All right, we're going in here. Honestly, I thought I'd be reviewing this quite differently, but it's really smooth. They use like a sub roaster. I don't think they roast here. It's like Anchor or something, roasting company or something like that. Yeah, a lot of, as standard with cold brew, a lot of chocolatey notes, but not that kind of bitter standard taste. Yeah, well done. Love traveling at Thanksgiving time because there are tons of hotels that are all decked out. This one's impressive. There's like no skulls or skeletons. Good morning from the hills of Waynesville, North Carolina. Headed onward today to Knoxville, Tennessee. Leaving worship there tonight, but we're getting in town early so I can get a couple hours of work in. But I just wanted to show you guys this view. On the way here yesterday, we drove right through Asheville, North Carolina, which for my American friends, you'll know that there was a pretty intense flood. Several areas of flooding that wiped out like entire towns, and a lot of areas are just completely underwater. And so it was really sobering driving through that yesterday. And so we've definitely been carrying that in our hearts and praying that, you know, this area has been, yes, they've been hit really hard, and there's a lot of loss and a lot of intensity. And talking with some of the locals here, just like the resilience in people, just amazing. Definitely our thoughts and prayers are with this community. All right, Orchard Coffee was talking with the owner, who really knows his stuff. Sparkling water is nice and chilled. So the owner is a 3-time, I believe it was world, maybe national, maybe world, 3-time, I think it was world latte art champion, which if you're doing that, again, it's not just about the art. You're geeking out about that kind of stuff. You're geeking out about other things as well. So let's go in here. It's a Colombian. Smells incredible. Very beautiful. Excited about the second sip. Highly recommend Orchard Coffee. Great job, bro. Really good. You're like, of course. What do you expect from a 3-time world champion?
I don't know how.
It's cold. You're cold.
here at the hotel in Knoxville, Tennessee, doing a night of worship tonight at a local church here. Have about 5 hours here in the lobby of the hotel, working on a bunch of admin for the show, going back and forth with some of my cast members about a couple of things, also going back and forth with several potential large donors. You know, sometimes it feels like you're barely even rowing the boat. Sometimes it feels like, man, the shore is like way over there. How is this rowboat ever going to get there? But then you realize that it's just that slow and steady will win the race. Slow and steady will get you there. This isn't a 100-meter dash. You know, sometimes I wish the Lord would just propel things forward a bit faster. And there are seasons where I felt like he propels us forward for sure, but I just wish that would happen a lot more often. So many times it just feels like, man, we're on like the verge of this thing getting a leak in the boat or something, and we're gonna have some bigger problems. But that slow and steady just wins the race. And so trying to just be at peace here in Knoxville and understanding that the Lord is faithful. And, you know, we're doing these worship nights and it's been a really busy trip, but it's been a really, really good trip. It's all part of it. You know, you can't just like throw everything aside to focus on one thing. I wish I could, but right now in the season we can't. And so it's gonna get there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be amazing. It's just living in a place of positivity. I know I'm not that guy, but I'm becoming more and more that guy of like positivity. But I think in tandem with the Holy Spirit, that's some really, really interesting art going on here in the lobby of the hotel. This is interesting. But more and more I'm becoming like, man, speech is really important because your speech affects your belief. And if I'm even speaking of what might come to pass or what might not come to pass in a negative way, then it just leads me a lot more to believe what I'm speaking. And so choosing to live in a place of faith, choosing to live in a place that this is all going to work out is where I'm at. So we get a lot of stuff done here, and it'll be an awesome night of worship tonight. And then we got one more tomorrow night in Illinois, and then we're going to be heading home. So some of these updates, you might be like, sounds like a broken record, saying the same thing over and over again. And yes, welcome to reality of being an entrepreneur. Welcome to the reality of pursuing something like this, whether it be a business or a, you know, production or whatever you're doing. The routine and the grind and the pushing something forward like this, you know, it'd be amazing if like, all right, this day I do this, and this day I do this, this day I do this, and never do those things again. But the grind of it, like the sometimes monotonous, sometimes like you're like pushing that thing up a hill, man. And it's like, again, there's amazing moments. There's amazing moments of joy and breakthrough. You know, if you've been watching these updates and you're like, my gosh, you keep saying the same thing over and over again. It's kind of like, yeah. That's even part of the reason why I'm even like documenting this, to show the inside look at, you know, producing a show and doing a thing like this. Again, there are beautiful moments, and hopefully you've seen some of those. Hopefully I've rightfully expressed some of those. But there are times when it's like you're on tour, sitting up at a hotel to do the same thing again, dotting your I's, crossing your T's again, script-wise, song-wise, blocking-wise, choir-wise, visuals, financials, taxes, I mean, the whole thing, you know. If you guys have followed me at all, you know that I love Christmas. I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube about Christmas, but I feel like I've now finally arrived, as I have visited Santa Claus, Indiana, which I had no idea existed until about 5 minutes ago. Tour is officially over. Last night of ministry was in Mount Carmel, Illinois, which is right near St. Louis, Missouri. So stayed here. Have a friend who gave us tickets to the St. Louis Blues game. Growing up in Buffalo, New York, was a huge Buffalo Sabres fan. Don't really follow a specific team right now, but still love the game of hockey. Love the fast-pacedness of it. And so that was a great time last night to kind of end this tour. Back to Kansas City today. Been there for about 2 weeks. Then we'll go out for another 2 weeks of another tour into Thanksgiving as well. And it's really high. That's legit. It's crazy high. Here in downtown Kansas City, a friend of mine who owns several coffee shops here in Kansas City is opening up a new location, luxury apartment complex downtown. And so tonight is kind of a soft open, if you will, for several people to attend. So we'll take you guys inside. This is my friend Jordan. He's very intimidated right now.
Very intimidated.
Very intimidated by my camera. Are you intimidated as well?
Yeah, extremely.
I can feel it. Really cool spot here. Excited for the night. So it was a really good night, really fun, getting to see hard work and the fruit of the labor of your friends. He's been talking to me about this for probably like 3 years, opening up this location. So they just got all their permits and everything, but tonight was a special night. They gave a few speeches and really good time.